This is my stream, and welcome to you who have come to the stream. Anything is possible at my stream. You can do anything at my stream. The infinite is possible on my stream. The unattainable is known on my stream. Welcome to my stream. This is my stream. Welcome to my stream. Welcome. This is my stream. Welcome to my stream. Welcome to my stream.
What's up everyone, Bradley Jack Design here on another lovely Tuesday. A little earlier, 5 o'clock, we're going to do a cool college women's basketball design for South Carolina, who won. So I downloaded some cool photos and, I don't really know what we're going to do, but we're going to do something cool. Let me just start off with their color as a background. I downloaded some, the national champions logo that they made. And I've got the regular logo, but these are the photos. Thought this photo was cool. This photo is pretty decent. What's up, Chris? I thought this photo was really cool, so I wanted to use this. And then a photo of, of Dawn Staley and the girls. So I think I'm going to have this be sort of front and center. So let's do new guide layout. I have these all messed up. Let's go 2x2. We're knocking door to door. I was doing something in pixels or in inches. So all these are like, you want to do 100 inches, right? I'm like, no. All right, so let's put this straight at the bottom. Something small with a lot of contrast. So I'm gonna put her there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up the composition first. Let's duplicate this to a new smart object. That way we can see what the background looks like. So the background's really nice for like a floor setting. So I'm gonna do image reveal all. I think it might give us a little bit more of the image. Answer, no. It does not. Also, it's like hilariously dark. There we go. Now you can see me. All right, so we've got this. I might set this to multiply, and we can just have a nice, easy little background like this. Maybe we'll go in and we'll stretch it out to the sides. Maybe we'll use the original image set to normal. Maybe we just do something like this. It's a real hard cutoff. Maybe we make this some sort of shape at the bottom. Just how can we make it more interesting? I kind of wanted to do something with their logo, sort of blown up. I hate their logo. I think it's one of the worst logos in sports because you never actually see this like chicken actual head. You just see like this big C with this big furry looking monster in it. So let's do that. Let's blow this up to like 3,000%. We'll just use this as some sort of texture in the background. Kind of like this. Maybe we have it as a, usually I would use this as like a shape container for something. So let's do that. Let's make it, we did this with the peacocks graphic we made. There's a weird spot here on it. Let me see if I can fix that. And you can actually see, it's verifying Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator. You can see all the lines in there, which I don't like, but let's make this down to like 2,000. Oh god, I'm making it giant because it's just not listening. Okay, Illustrator's opening currently. What's up, Bradley? You're talking about Dawn Staley, right? Okay, there you go. So I'm gonna figure out how I can use this image. Let me duplicate this real quick. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to take their logo and turn it into a solid object and then just paste it over here. Paste. Here we go. Smart object. Okay, so now it's just one object that's all solidified. So we can figure out what we want to do with that later. What I want to do is figure out a composition with these images. So let's hide everything real quick. So originally I wanted this to be like the main image. Aliyah Boston. Or Aliyah Boston. Because I just thought this was a cool photo. Her hair is kind of wonky with how it's cut out. But we'll do something like this. So here's the thing. I wanted to make sure that I made this. And it had lots of like padding around the edges. Like I saw what Chris Charzard made. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Everything he makes is great. He always has really nice white space with what he makes. So maybe we'll put this down here and we'll figure out a workaround for it. Maybe we have this logo right here at the bottom where her legs get chopped off. Maybe we blow this up. Or maybe it does nothing because it's that thing where you like hold down the buttons but then it doesn't actually work. You know, maybe we go like this. Of course, this looks completely nonsensical with what's going on in the background. Ah, it's because of that. Alright, so let's just blow this up. So if I do this, it doesn't make her legs getting cut off seem as awkward. Because there's actually like a spot for them to cut it off with. So let me hit multiply or something, or I don't know. I don't know, we'll see. I've got this photo, which is great. Just a nice little counter photo to be smaller to play along with one of these other photos. And then we have this photo in the front that we already chit-chatted about. You know, maybe this photo goes here. We do need something to cover up her foot here, because her foot was being covered by one of her teammates. Let's see here. I think the logo can actually go right here, and it would look pretty good. I was doing that thing again, right? To like zoom in. Something with OBS. And then the other photo. Oh, is this? This is just a cool photo. So again, we're gonna hide everything. Like, this is just a cool photo from above, you know? I think if we make this smaller, we can have it play in pretty well. And I didn't cut out. I was getting a little tired when I was cutting this out. So let's go ahead and create a clipping mask on this. I'm gonna make a new layer and just put it in the background and just make it, you know, black. And then we can go in and we can cut this out. Now there's a bunch of different ways we can actually do that. I think what I wanted to do was I just wanted to cut it out and then put something there. Just use this as a container for something. So I don't actually have to care about where all of the parts of the net are. So it's just like a little workaround for that. So let me just go like this. We'll just get rid of this happy little net. There, that's better. What's up, Lexi? And honestly, so here's the thing. This photo is right side up. You know, who says we can't, you know, have it come off the side or something like that to make it a little bit more unique. You know, if you look at this, you want to turn your head. So maybe we do something like that with this behind it. Blown up. I'm trying to make it so we have a set hierarchy so you know where to look. That's what I'm always trying to do with these designs. Where are we going to look? Where am I guiding the eye? So this is not like this isn't a great photo now because I took away like the ball. I took away a lot of the context. I know when working with clients, they want to have context for these moments, but they want them to be sort of separated out. Like if you put a photo on a wall. Yeah, I should probably add that photo. Aliyah? I'm gonna say your name wrong. Aliyah Boston Arrow. See if I can find that photo. Yoink. Alright. Just using Google Advanced Image Search and looking for photos that are 4 megapixels or more. I don't think it's South Carolina bow and arrow basketball. Of course, it's just like college sharpshooters. We're gonna work with what we have here. So then this is like, hey, look. Logo goes here. Gamecocks, you know, easy peasy lemon squeezy. This is a tough composition with these photos I found, to be honest. I'm trying to think of something just different than what I always do. I always do the same thing. It's normally pretty solid compositions. So let's get rid of this image for now. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. Okay, let's do this instead. Yeah, the issue with the cool photos from the game is, can I find them? Here's what we're gonna do instead, because I think this might be cool. In Illustrator, I'm just creating. So I have 3 photos I want to use. So I'm gonna take this. Sort of this shape here, sort of like the Mercedes-Benz logo. We're going to center it on the canvas. And we're going to use this shape as the whole basis for what we're doing. Let me move it up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have this photo at the bottom. This. So we're going to boost this up a little bit. Like this, maybe we have some text at the bottom below it. But what we're going to do is we're going to delete this layer mask, which is fine. We're going to use our polygonal lasso tool. And we're just going to use this as a base to clip this bottom image to, like that. So then they're standing on something. I'm going to, and we'll make it actually more accurate later. Okay, there's a couple ways that we can extend this out. You know, I can just go like this, put it behind it, take this, just kind of follow that edge like that. Take the top one, just blur this part just a little bit. Just make sure there's no legs or anything in it. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're really just going to fake part of it. And we're just going to get rid of this line. But then it creates that line. So we're just going to more carefully stamp out this area, and we're at 100%. Okay, that's fine for what we want to do. I'm going to select many different areas to do this because I don't want it to seem obvious that it has been stamped. Like, that's not bad. It's good enough for what we want to do. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Just move this over. You know, we've got this line, which is a little bit of an issue, but we'll make do. There's another thing we can do. Let's just try this. We'll see how bad this looks. Honestly, it's probably going to look terrible, but you never know. So we're going to duplicate. We're going to duplicate I need to duplicate this layer again. I duplicated. I was trying to duplicate this side of this photo, but I was selecting the photo underneath it, so it wasn't letting me do that because I didn't have anything selected, because it was showing me the photo that was on the side. So we can just go like this and be like, okay, whatever, it's fine. No one will know. You'll know and I'll know. That's it. There. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. I really wish there was more to the bottom of this photo, because adding all this might be a little trickier. So we'll figure that out. We'll add something there later. Okay, so that's bottom triangle. And actually what I can do to make sure that I get that clipped, I can clip to it, clip off of it, and then just go in and erase the outsides.
I don't know who Jake Cutler is.
Hey, look at that. That doesn't pop up often. Thank you, Keyshawn, for subscribing. Love when that pops up. Just a fun little treat. I think there's only been like, I don't know, half a dozen instances where someone has subscribed on the actual stream to have that pop up. So congratulations, you are part of a lovely, lovely group of people. All right, so we're gonna group these all together. And then we're gonna take these and we're going to link these layers. So anything, if I move the top, I move the bottom, because I can just go like this. And I think that's pretty solid. And I can take this, nope, we're gonna leave that there. We're just gonna leave this how it is. Okay. So now this image can come off this left side, no problem. Looks kind of cool. Let's do new smart object via copy, because that's going to allow us to go in here. Here are all the edits we made. We can delete this layer, image, reveal all, save, and go back. And I don't know what we're going to do with these images that are in the background. We'll figure it out. Get rid of this, delete this layer mask. What's up, Narrow Designs? I want to reveal all. But if I reveal all, it's going to go over here and mess everything up. So what I actually want to do is I just want to put this in its right spot. But I can't see what the right spot is when I click and drag, because Photoshop hates me. Okay, now we'll do, it's so weird. All right, we'll save this and go back here and see how bad it looks, because it's going to be off of where it should be, like that. So we'll just match it up like that, so that's good. Okay, so then we've got the bottom group. We'll do the top group. We're going to group these together. Select the object, mask to it, invert the selection. I'm actually going to take that top one, put it on top. And then we're going to delete everything that's not supposed to be in this, which is going to be kind of delicate up here, but I think it's about that. Delete. All right. So now we have this whole image up here, which is good, and then we just need to add in some stuff down here, which we can do pretty easily. But the question is, do we want to make this smaller? Probably. So we'll go like this. up at the top like that. I'm going to duplicate this layer. We'll throw it on down like this to add in some more of the stuff, and we'll just do it again, kind of like that. And then of course, as you can see, we need to get rid of this crap down here. So we'll delete that, delete that, delete that. You guys watch either of these games, the men's game or the women's game? Basketball. I stopped watching the men's game because it was boring as hell, and then it got really exciting. I'm gonna make a new layer. I'm gonna use the stamp tool with current and below, and I'm just gonna stamp tool this out, kind of like that. And you can tell I stamp tooled it from where I have that, so we'll just throw in a couple other spots so it doesn't look as obvious. I saw people tweeting about the Kansas game, and then I was like, oh, I guess I'll turn it back on since they're not down by 15 anymore. The Kansas Jayhawks that lost to my Dayton Flyers this season. Preseason predicted top 25 team, which is going to be super fun. Made some merch for some of the players, which was fun as well. All right, we've got this going on. We've got this going on. I'll put these right there. So then in this other side, let's name this left triangle. It's not how you spell anything. Okay, left by, some I spelled bottom. Bottom triangle. I've gotten in the habit of doing all caps on layers because I'll mess up the case of how you're supposed to do it. So I've sort of given up on it. Okay, delete layer mask, mask, invert the mask. Go like this. It's probably about there. I'm gonna go all the way around just so I can get the full thing so it's right. So we've got her, we're gonna, oh, I need to put this into a group. Go like that, like the other ones. Right triangle. And I can delete this layer mask. So then this needs to be on top, going like that. So we've got a lot of sort of dynamic things happening, which is good. And we're setting up this sort of triangle composition. Just depends on where we need it to look. So like I kind of want this to be down just a little bit, which we can do. That's good. We might just replace her whole basketball. And we need to figure out something for her leg. Okay, we're going to group these all together and we're going to set it to multiply. We're going to take this background, bottom triangle, and set that to multiply. There's too much going on. There's not a lot of color contrast. So I want to make sure we have some. I'm drinking that new Pepsi Nitro, and it legitimately just tastes like flat Pepsi. So if you like flat cola, right up your alley. Let's take this Champs logo. Pull that down. Now we're gonna put the score here. All right, so South Carolina basketball. 64 to 49. All right. 64, 49. You guys have any fonts you want me to use? You guys think of any fonts? I have Tusker Grotesque selected for some reason. I'm not even using Tusker Grotesque in anything I'm making, so it's kind of weird. So then we can take our main logo here, toss it up there. I think I have the Yukon logo somewhere. Let's see, the Yukon is in the Big East on the men's side. Oh, and the women's side. Let me just find it then. I'm just gonna go to bigeast.com because I know if I just go to this, I can just click and drag this over here. Oh god, hold on. It's not what I wanted. That's bad. Clicky McDraggy. Click, drag. Husky. Bam. Ping file. Terrible, terrible ping file of the logo. See if I can find an SVG somewhere instead. Is this an SVG? Nope. No. A lot of people are switching from pings to SVGs on their websites, so you can usually find one there, which I just did here. Alright, so let's see here. We're going to make this a little bit smaller. I still want it to take up a good amount of room. We want this to be nice and smaller, kind of like that. I want the numbers of the score to be larger than the logos. But we need them to be about the same size. And they're centered to the graphic now, which is good. Do this. I'll just do this number by number, it might be easier. And we're just going to use the font Champion because they are the champions, and we will use middleweight for that. Here, they won by a lot. 49, we will use a lighter weight. Doesn't really show well though, because it's changing the weights, but the weights are, it's not really like italic. They're not the same size. So it might look a little funky. So maybe we need a different font. Let's use just Gotham because I feel like it. Let's use Futura. Futura condensed. Because I know I can do book condensed for the women's, or Yukon, and then I can do Futura extra black condensed BT italic, which is what Nike uses. So I'll just do like medium italic. Put them in the same thing. We want them to notice the women's first anyway, so I'll just tuck these over a little bit. Group this together, score. Maybe we put something behind this so we have like a little bit of a backer. So maybe it's in a like a black circle or something like that. That way you're not distracted by the photo underneath it. You know, we're gonna revisit that because I don't like how the score looks. This looks terrible. Why does the score look so bad? Because the fonts are different. I'll do something else instead. So we'll do this. That's not what I wanted. So this is why I use boxes. You can line things up. We're like this. We'll set the bill of the 49 to 0, and we'll just give it a stroke. So it'll be the same exact font size. It'll just instead have like a 1 pixel border. So it's less prominent. It's less cool. We're going to save this because I haven't hit save. South Carolina Women's Big Champions. Just save that to my downloads folder. Okay. Alright, so I want to put some text behind Dawn Staley. So we're going to open up Illustrator, which I closed out of. And we're going to use some arcing and stuff to manipulate the text in Illustrator, and then we'll bring it over into Photoshop. And that'll cover up some of this. We'll see what happens. Gonna make a new thing. Alright, so this doesn't matter. All that matters is we're gonna type out champions. Probably just national champions, but we'll do champions first. And we're using Futura, so we'll use Futura here. Just extra black condensed. I'm going to turn it to outlines and just make it huge. I'm going to also change our artboard to be what I actually want it to be, which is 2000 pixels by 2500 pixels. And we'll boost this up like this. I don't think this is a tall enough font, but we're going to manipulate it so it doesn't matter. So we're going to go to warp. We're going to warp the lower to be like -10. And then effect, we're going to warp the upper to be the opposite. So whatever that is, 10. And it makes it go like that, which is nice. But I want it to be larger. So I've noticed it manipulates the font. So if you squeeze it in together, you can still tweak those manipulations under appearance. So I can make this like -20. And I make it the arc upper 20, but it still reads pretty okay, you know, for you actually stretching it out. So I'm gonna make this white. We're gonna copy it. We're gonna see how this looks in here. Let's make this background thing real quick. We're gonna keep it like that. So I want this to be above all the background images, but behind this. Sorry to sneeze, and I sneeze really loud. So what I want is I want champions to be right here. So I think I want it to be taller. And we might as well make it 3D, right? We might as well make it 3D. Because if we don't make it 3D, what's the point? Why are we all here? Okay, this button, doing some stuff off the scene you can't see, but I'll pull it on in a sec. Shoot, hold on. Word. Save. Jeez. So broken. Champions. Alright, so let's do some Cinema 4D stuff. Here's this big giant red box you can't see. Here's a big word. If I think I go like that, it's there. Okay. This is Rams. We're going to change this to champs. So I already have this file set up that I use in a lot of stuff because it has a texture that looks nice. Let's just do champs. I think champs will look better. We just need a nice narrow font. I used something I made recently. I think I used Dimensions. You know, I don't remember what it was called. I told someone. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just looking for a really skinny font that I think will look nice. Like Block Gothic might look okay. Yeah, that's not bad for what I want. Let me change the render settings to be the right height. And the reason I do that is because I can then just ballpark with the camera where the words are going to go. So they're going to go like right here. But I don't want... I'm going to change the camera lens to be normal. Because I don't want it to be so wide that it looks like we're super close in and zoomed weird on one thing but not the other. We're also going to change this text. We'll just do one. We're going to make it a little more shallow. And actually, we're going to make the caps like half. And you can see, you can drive a bus through the C here. So let me fix that. It's one of these buttons. Text. I don't want that, I want this. I feel like I kind of know how to use Cinema 4D, but I'm not like an expert. I just had the completely wrong thing selected. So we're going to tighten this up so the C is not in the middle of nowhere, and we're going to put our coordinates back to 0. I like to set everything at 0 so then I can go back, can zoom out. For some reason it's a little to the left, but we're going to lock this in here. Let me see if I can move this text. So I don't know why this text is over to the side. That's really bizarre. We're going to put it back here. I just want to move it over a little bit. There we go. Then we'll take the camera and we'll move the camera up a little bit because that's where Champs is going to be theoretically on here. So these lights I have them colored green for something else. So we're just going to color those back to sort of a red. Yeah, Kevo, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not here to try and learn all of the ins and outs of Cinema 4D. I'm just trying to do the bare minimum, which is this. It's fine. It's fine, Kevo. Camera. Let's see what this looks like. I'm probably gonna change it from gold to white. And it looks okay. You know, the text will do as it does. I don't like the bump I have on this though. I have a bump on here. Just noise? No, I don't want noise. I want something else. Hold on. Stock images, gold. I like using these gold stock images better. They just give a cooler texture to it. I like using this one. It'll do. This is just normal Cinema 4D. It's not light. I just haven't had time to go in and just dedicate like weeks to just learn parts of it. So I'm gonna bump this out just a little bit from the H and the A. Because I don't like how it's hitting down there. Basically, whenever I use this, I use the same file. Because I just want to make some gold text, and I already have one set up. So it's like, okay, cool. Here you go. What do we have these set up as? Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so we're going to change the text here. Actually, I'm going to go in here. Let's just darken this up a little bit. Give it some more contrast. Yeah, that's fine. Let's have a go. Let's do a negative bump. Because I can. Color. I'm going to go back to white. Reflectance. We're going to change the reflectance color to be white. And then we're going to change the layer for now to be silver. There. Now it should be silver, except this light here is not white. This light might be too bright. I might have to fix that. Let's see what this looks like. Terrible? Yeah, pretty bad. Not what I want. Yeah, the bump is completely screwing everything up. So let's change the bump to be like 5. Well, you know what? So I have the bump, but I have material reflectance still at 25. So if I really want it to reflect, I need to turn that off. So this looks better. Now I have this other material though that is on the corners, which is messing everything up. It's pretty much the same thing. It's the exact same thing actually. I just need to change the Fresnel to be silver. And it will say champs like this. And you know what? I think I might want to get rid of that bump and just change the reflective to be like 25. And I might want to get rid of these lights. I don't think those are adding anything. There. Like that's better, cooler looking sort of stuff. So let's save this out. Oh, but I need to bulge this. So we're going to put the champs inside here. We're going to take this bulge. We're going to shrink everything and just break stuff because, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. It's fine. Actually, I did that wrong. The bulge has to be like this. Yeah, Kevo, it's fine. This literally doesn't matter. Perfect. Just what I wanted. We're going to rotate this around and break everything. Okay, so I want this bulge, but I want the coordinates of this. Sorry, I need to uncheck a button, I think. Within box. Unlimited. We're going to do this. Hold on. I screwed up a whole bunch of stuff. Let me go back a little bit. Okay. Bulge. It's fine, Kev. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Put this into a null. And then put that inside the bulge. Is that what you want me to do? So then I can do this. It still does it. It's fine. We're just messing around. So I'm just going to rotate this around, and then we're going to do this thing, and not move it, sorry, wrong one. This is all I want to do. Unlimited. Where's this box at? Okay, great. Now I can see what's going on. Yeah, this is being real annoying. Yeah. Yep. That's the issue. Because that's not how this works. Okay. Camera on. Bulge, we don't want a box, we want unlimited, but we just need to do this. This is all I want to do. Strength negative 45, sure. But then if I want the effect to be more, I need to shrink this down. Kind of like that. That's all we're trying to do here, guys. Just trying to do this nice, simple little... I mean, I could do this. It's actually kind of what I wanted to do. So I'll move it up a little bit like that. Sure, we can take this null now. Move it down. Looks super distorted, but whatever. All we want is silver champs text. That's all we want. Is that too much to ask for? The answer is yes. Okay, just gonna render this out real quick. Hey, look, things I did. I need to go into my render settings. Okay, render, and render. Yep. Okie dokie go. Okay, we're gonna get this out of the way. This is gonna say champs then, which is fine. Let's take this guy then and make this sort of silvery. Somewhere. Oh, I'm opening bridge, which is gonna take 4 years. So the question now is, how do we want these items to interact with each other? And bridge is erroring out because it's bridge. So we're just gonna go into my stock images. And I want silver, but I mean gold will work fine. We're just gonna put a nice gold texture on top of this. But we're just going to set it to luminosity, so then it's silver. There. I was like, theoretically, it's silver. Okay, this finished already and is in no way correct. Hold on. So right before I hit render, I changed a value to be something, and it was just super jagged and super terrible. So we're gonna fix that. All right, we need to add some like lights in here somewhere. Let me add just a layer to all of this. I want to see something. So I'm gonna add a
Radiant map.
to this. We're gonna put it over everything. We're gonna set it to luminosity. It's gonna make everything look like that. Basically flattens everything. We're not gonna do that. Just want to see if we wanted to do that, and the answer is no, we don't. What we want to do is we want to wait for this to render out, which will be done any second because it's pretty simple. Not like other things we've tried to render on here that do not work. Oh, is it done? Okay, it's done. Is it great? No. Will it work? Yup. Because this is just for us. There should be an alpha channel in here that I can select and then do that. Save out the TIFF options. Boom, champs text that you can't even read. It blends in with things. So how do we want to pivot then? I'm trying to think of what we can do. So we've got this 3 thing going on. Where can we put this? I usually have things, like a lot of my compositions are usually real nice and neat. I mean, champs is fine there. We just need to then move. Let's move her in actually a little bit. And I have one behind her, so yep, I need to move her as well. Good. Call computer. Make champs. Okay, here's what I actually want to do. I'm going to take this. I'm going to make this a light source just because we can. we'll just blur it to like 15 pixels. Duplicate another one, blur it to 15 pixels. We'll blur the initial one. Oh, but we have all of these. Yeah, that should be fine. We're gonna blur this to like 3 pixels. The issue with blurring all this stuff is that the masks that are underneath it, like right here, are overpowering a lot of how this has looked. So you see that we put this on top, but you can still see where that's at. But this is more or less a light source now, which is kind of nice. So we're gonna add this here, add this here. We'll duplicate one more time and set this to like 25 pixels. Okay, so now that that is a light source, we can do cool things now. Cooler things. I don't know what I want to do on the side here. Maybe we'll just put texture over there. Let's duplicate the main logo and blow it up like we said we were going to do at the beginning. And we will put this in the right triangle. Kind of like this. But then we'll mask this to that. But did we duplicate this as a layer? Hold on, I don't know. Let's just do a smart object, just to be safe. Okay, let's disable this layer mask and go back to where we were. Dooba-dooba-doo-bow, skip-a-doo-bay. There you go. There. Now it's just masked to this tiny little Gamecock logo. And we're gonna mask out this. So that's getting masked out. This is getting masked out. So it's just that there, and then we can just fake the funk with it. Or champions this. So we'll just fake the funk with the stamp tool. And then I don't know, just kind of go like this. Oh god. Stamp, 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 stamp. Man, I hate how much this is lagging. Hold on. Probably Cinema 4D's fault. That's what I would guess. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just duplicate the layer and just throw that area down there and go like this. So then, hey, look, it blends in. You can't tell, except you can see her hair a little bit. So we'll just move it over down a little bit. Oh, but we can't because that's where things happen. Oh, but that's just where this is. So we'll just fake it again like that. Boom, perfect, great. All right. Champs. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this text. Set it to like multiply, then we'll set it to like overlay just a little bit, give it a little bit more contrast. Now, I didn't edit this photo at all, so let's do that real quick. The reason I'm struggling to figure out what I want to do with this is one, image selection. These are the images I want to use. And two, this isn't the normal sort of composition I do. Just trying to do something different, which isn't always the easiest thing to do. Because like right now I have no idea where to look on this graphic, which is not a good thing, but we're gonna make do with it. And we've got a lot of time to figure this stuff out, so we're just gonna see what happens, really. Let's get rid of that. Okay, that's great. Sure, good, great, grand, wonderful. Should really have this say national champs. I don't really want to say women's national champions, but that's what they are. I guess it's fine. Women's national champs. We'll just put this in a nice black box just because it's pretty default and we will get a nice contrasting background with it. Let's make this smaller. Like 75%. I guess if we actually go like this and have this go down like that, we can put it behind them and have this move up a little bit and then have champs in front of this. Gives it a little bit more depth with what we've got going on, which is always good. We just want to move this up just a little bit. Just trying to construct something cool, and then we'll take this main logo and we'll put it right here in front of this as well. And we'll blow that up. Be like this. You know, maybe we make this rectangle red then. Red. That was weird. Kind of needs to be black though. And if they didn't have the world's worst logo, this would be a little bit easier to design with. But you know, beggars can't be choosers. Okay, we're going to change this font. We're just going to make this Futura condensed. I don't want it to be italic because it looks weird in the box. Let's just make it something kind of like that. We're going to change this to optical. It's going to fix that. Set it to 12. Okay, that's fine. We got some depth going on with some things. We've got this photo. Let's do some general stuff that we like to do. We'll set the exposure to -0.75. On here, we will make an adjustment layer of curves.
Curves.
Bow, 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 bow. Like a stinger from Castle. Alright, select, modify, contract. We'll do 2 pixels. I guess I can just do that. It's actually on the right spot, so that's fun. 5.5. Just because. Curves. We don't want it to affect darks. Go like that. Great. Off. On. Very faint. Great. We're going to duplicate this layer. Delete the layer mask. And now this is where I would usually use my tablet, but I feel like if I plug it in, actually I can't plug it in because I have other stuff plugged in, and it would 100% just break the stream. So we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way. So we're just going to paint anywhere we think that this light hits. We're going to paint that a little lighter. I'm going to paint these areas. Weird thing going on there. Should probably fix that. It's probably in the clip. This is a really pain in the ass photo to clip, just because there's so many of these little gaps. I'm sure I missed 1 or 2 of them. We'll just go in briefly. You know, light her back up. There's a little bit you can see coming through here. We'll just hit that. There's a little bit coming through here. We'll hit this area. And we'll go back in the areas that are actually touching where the light's coming from, and we'll just fix that a little bit differently. You know, there's some spots I don't like in this, so we're going to select this, select modify. We're going to contract 1 pixel, but I think actually the issue is, yeah, the issue is the photo behind it. So I think the issue is with this. No, it's a little bit of both. All right, leave it in there. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I don't even want to bother with this logo in 3D. Like, I would just be like, nah, you don't get it in 3D. Do you have an alternate logo you would like in 3D? We can give you an alternate logo in 3D. Okay, back to this lighting stuff. So right now we're just sort of lighting up these areas. There's a lot that we theoretically should light up, but we're not going to. Just because it would take 6 years. We're just going to do some basic low lights and basic highlights. So like we're going to low light anything that's on the inside of these lights that's not going to get hit. You know, inside of these shoes. And I'm going to set this to 50 and 50 to darken these up. We're not being too subtle with it. We can be a lot more delicate and a lot more subtle, which is what I like to tell a lot of younger designers. We're being really heavy-handed right now, is what I would say. But, like in this clip, it's not a great clip. But that's just because, well, one, I didn't do it with a mouse. I mean, that's really the whole reason why it's not good. I did it with the trackpad, so I got fed up with it real quick and was like, nah. But I'm gonna fix a little bit of it. Hold on. Select, modify, contract, 1 pixel. Yeah, that fixes a little bit of it. Okay, I'm gonna add just another curves layer that looks like this. We're gonna delete this layer mask. And we're really gonna only have it affect the lightest areas. We'll give it the other one. Actually, no, I think I do just want to duplicate this layer. Just to lighten up this area. It's better than not having anything at all. And we can always change the exposure of all this stuff later. Or we can add contrast to all this later. Paste this. Create a clipping mask on this. Select, modify, contract. We'll do 2 pixels again on this. We'll delete this. Give this a little bit of a border. Invert that. Set it to some ungodly number that we don't want to. So what we're doing with this is we're just using the inverse curves technique, which I've used off and on for a lot of my lighting. I'm sure there's a lot of other different ways to do this. This is just what I've been subscribing to for the last couple months. I just like how it works and looks. Hit her face a little bit, hit the back of her arm, then we'll take the curves and actually go over her face like this, and go here, 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 here. Get rid of it, some on that. I think I'm really just darkening up these photos a little bit, which not great, but that's where having actual fine details comes in handy. Select, modify, contract, 2 pixels. So 2 of these layers are darkening, 1 of these layers, or 2 of these layers are lightening, 1 of these layers is darkening. So this, a lot of it is being hit by this light, so we're gonna light this all up. I actually want to set these to luminosity. How to do that? Bright, 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 bright. And then dark, we really just want dark, 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 dark. I could turn this Yukon player, just set like a gray overlay to them so we don't put any focus on them, but I think it's fine. I'm gonna get rid of that curves layer. Alright, let's add... I don't like how this is actually set up. I'm actually not too thrilled with how this looks right now, because it's just a little, it's really disjointed. Let's just hit some buttons that are gonna make it all look better. I don't know, let's add some texture and clarity. Let's add a little bit of vibrance. Let's go to the calibration. Let's change the red primary. What happens if we change the green to look like this? What if we boost this up? Ugh. I'm just seeing what this looks like. If we boost it one way, if we boost it the other way, what kind of effect does it give? Is it good? Is it bad? Maybe. Boost some of these whites. Like that, you know. What do we want to do? What I want to do is I want to put a bunch of cool things in the front that I put on a lot of these. You know what it's missing? It's missing some lens skirts. It's also missing some dust scratches. Oh god. What I really should get is confetti. I know I have confetti on here because I've used confetti before. Confetti. Got my server hooked up to my computer right now because I was moving files over, so it has pretty much everything on here. The confetti I found is Super Bowl confetti. You don't want Super Bowl confetti. This is an Ethan J. Designs free design resource, other stock confetti. That's hilarious. So this is the confetti, which is fine. I just want to blow it up. So it covers everything like this. Let's go to the adjustments and let's go to curves. There we go. Let me free draw this. We're gonna draw a big M. Big M curve to try and make the confetti look more silver, which this M curve should do.
Curves.
There we go. My curves just let me down. You just draw this nice pretty M. Make it look a little bit more like that, but we'll blur this because you can't see anything. You can help a design a lot by adding depth to it, like this. Even if it's not, you know, this is nothing. It's just one layer of confetti, essentially. And what I might do is I might blow this up even more. I might add a motion blur to other ones. A motion blur might make sense though. Let me do like a Gaussian blur of 5 and then we'll do a motion blur. And we'll do a straight up and down motion blur of like 15 pixels. Of 25 pixels. And the Gaussian blur is going to be 15 again. Or maybe 12. Then we'll group these together. And then we'll get rid of anything that's covering faces we don't want to cover. And like this. Okay, we have this sort of backer for the National Women's Championship logo now, so we can read it a lot better. So we're gonna read it better. Just need to find this dumb logo. Oh, I also need to get rid of that. Okay. Where's this logo? Oh, it's in Champs. Okay. Great. Set this to 125. You can read Champs better. We can't see her though, so that's a problem. So we'll have to fix that because we bumped Champs up, which you can kind of read better now. Which is the whole point of having it on there. If you can't read it, what's the point? We're going to take this group in the left triangle and this image. Sorry, I'm very confused. Oh, okay. They're all the same. Group 3 has this photo in it. Okay. See, I didn't label it, so I had no idea what I was looking at. So I'm going to move this up. Kind of like that. But then I also kind of want this to be in front of this for more depth. So we're going to do that and hit save. This is in a nice little spot now. Let's add the confetti back here like that. Oh god, what happened there? Hold on. No. And I hate when it does that. Just like freaks out for no reason. Alright, so this whole thing actually needs a selective color layer to boost the reds and to boost the yellows. We're going to darken them both as well. What's up, Garrett? I have no idea what I'm doing right now. There's no plan. I like when I plan ahead and know what I want to do on the streams. Today, not so much. Today was a get in there and do some stuff. Yeah, the feet are real close to the edge, Garrett. You are 100% right. But guess what? That's where the photo ends. So that's where the feet are ending. What is this? That is the shoe at the bottom we need to fix, and the left triangle. It's like we're talking about like we're talking about surgery or something. We're at the left ventricle that we need to fix. Now let's disable this layer mask so I can see what's going on. Hold on, I'm very confused. Yeah, I can just do that. One sec. Okay, so I need to go here. I need to set this to normal so I can see what I'm doing. And I just need to get rid of this shoe. Just get rid of this happy little shoe. And then get rid of this over here. Is it gonna let me do that? Yep, as you can see it. We can talk about it as it does it because it's gonna lag. Perfect. Bam. Alright, so what we got going on? That's doing that because of that. Okay. So we're gonna group these together. Take this. We're gonna make a new layer on top of this. And we're just gonna use a nice white brush. A nice white brush, not the stamp tool. Set to 30 and 30. Set to 50 and 50. And basically we're going to add in some more bright shiny areas wherever there's supposed to be a bright shiny area. Let's toss the confetti back on. Confetti. Great. Let's just duplicate this curves layer to make it even more chaotic, but not really. Great. Client things going to approval. Always good emails to get. Yeah, that messes with a lot of the color, which is fine. It's gonna be a weird, colorful graphic, which is not a problem. But you know what we need? We need some of Ethan's delicious touches to this. Delicious touches. Bam. Light leaks. Because who doesn't love a good light leak? Let's use one I haven't used. I use this one all the time because it's beautiful. Let's use this one. I don't think I've used this one often at all. Often, if at all. Let's do this. Put this light leak right there. Duplicate it. Slam the thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Here's your paper. Drag, 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 drag. I hate that, like, when you skew something and then you flip it around, it's like, oh, you wanted me to make it the same exact, but on the other side, but you didn't turn it into a smart object? Yeah, that's not going to work. That's not how Photoshop works. Great. Like this. We're going to flip this down like this. Let me just see what we can get this light leak. I'm just trying to find a different way to use this light leak. So we can kind of put it like this. Make our own little like line with it. So line these up a little bit better. Maybe not. And that's where flipping it around perfectly would make more sense. That's not too bad. We can put this together and hit screen. That's terrible. Hold on. It's daggone awful. God damn it, Bobby. See, that's like a more, that's a more realistic light leak. So this is kind of, see, actually what I want to do is I want to put these in front of those lines like that. That's what I want. All right, let's duplicate that, and then I think I should just be able to rotate it 120 degrees. Set it to normal. Yeah, so you can set it to 120. Just line it up down here. Set it to screen. Duplicate that. 120. Should be over here now. Or not. Let's try that again. Duplicate that and just flip it 100 degrees. Not 100 degrees. Flip it 100% and it'll be over here on this side where it's supposed to be. Like that. Then we can group these all together and we can set these to screen and then just give this a little bit of a levels layer. And just do this. Give it a little bit of color, sort of. You know, group these together. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. 15 pixels. I don't know. I don't know if this adds much to it. I don't know. It's fine. I don't know, we're just playing around. We're just trying to make something. There's a lot going on. I have no idea where to stare at this graphic. Let's set this to like... Yeah, let's do that. We'll set it to that percent. Alright. Then we'll add this again. But we'll put it on there normally, like a normal person. And we'll just blow it up like this, stretch it out. Just have it lag a whole bunch for you guys. That's really what we want. Put this up at the top, like that. That's the light leak I want. Just a faint light leak like that. Actually want it underneath the confetti. See what this looks like with all these effects we added to it. Well, the color is just completely blown out, but I don't hate it, so we're gonna keep it. Alright, now we need some lens dirts. Lens dirts, stock images. Oh god. Dear god, kill it. Lens dirts. Lens dirts 7? Give me a number between 1 and 36. Someone in chat. One of you 9 watching. Garrett, who's probably doing homework and can't give me a number. Someone listening. I'm making you engage. If no one's engaging, then I'm gonna pick a number. 21. Kevo, good answer. Terrible light leak. Good answer, though. Look at this light leak. There's way too much going on. I'm gonna screen this. It's gonna cover everything up. So I don't use these towards the bottom. Doesn't look too bad. I'll just do a little bit of a levels adjustment. Yeah, it fogs it up just a little bit. Just adds a little bit of detail to it. I'm gonna add some dust to it. Let's add dust number 3. Boo. Skibidi-ba. Just adding like a whole bunch of stuff that I do all the time on this. Just hitting a bunch of default buttons. Because I need to go make dinner. I think I should get rid of this confetti. Like, the confetti's too much, right? I think the light leak might be too much. Actually, I just don't like this light leak. That's what it is. Delete that light leak. Yeah, it's either I make the confetti, so I could have 3 layers of confetti, which I've done before, which works out. Lost my train of thought. This one's sort of inherently orange, which we can make red fairly easily. Let's just change the hue and saturation of this. Set it to normal so we can see what we're doing. Hue and saturation. Just dumb it down a little bit like that. Give this a little bit of a levels layer to make it a little bit darker. I like the confetti in theory. I just think I added too much of it. See, either needs to be smaller or it needs to be larger. And there's like no in between. Oh god, okay. It really depends, like, where's the angle? Like, this is, like, look at all this confetti. Like, that's too much confetti. We're gonna nix the confetti. I like having confetti and stuff. I just don't think it's adding anything to this. Looks super dark on this screen compared to this screen. Let's fix that. I think I just made her a little bit too dark. Let's fix her exposure then. Just do like -0.5. We'll make a new layer. Do all this for all this cool camera raw filter stuff that we're gonna do. Ugh. I absolutely hate now. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna delete it. Make a new one. Alright. Let's do no color change. Yeah. It's gonna darken the hell out of everything and make everything look terrible. 5, -5, 5. Let's do 2, -2. Let's do 5, 5. Vibrance at 10 is okay. Let's do... Let's overexpose it a little bit. Let's actually boost the whites to like 20. Color mixer's fine. Color grading is okay. Just add a little bit of purple to the shadows because that's fun. And the midtones, we just want a little touch of not that. We add purple to this. Just a little bit of purple everywhere. No, we don't want to do that. Alright. Vignette this a little bit. Color grading's way too intense on the shadows. Put that back a little bit. Let's go into Garrett's favorite section again and then hit OK and skip over it. So much grit. So much grain. Let's get rid of that sharpen mask. It doesn't say Yukon, or it doesn't say South Carolina on here anywhere. Do you think that's something we should add to this? It's missing something though. Like the whole graphic is missing something as a whole. Where are you the way you are? Let's take this huge logo. Blow this back up to 2000%. Yeah, that's better. That's cooler. We still need to fix the right triangle though, because we need to just get rid of that. So that's gone, which is fine. So then we need to take her, who is here. Just kind of drop her down a little bit. Mask it out, just a tinge. I'm using a brush set to screen, so that's not gonna work. We'll go like this. I just really don't like how, like I try to do the sliding stuff, I just don't like how it looks. So we're gonna brighten up the darkest areas of her like this. It's gonna look better. Looks better. This is an interesting graphic now. Like this is pulling my interest. There's like things to see. Let's just continue to add a couple more things. Let me go to my stock images and add a little bit of paper. Displaced bowls. This is a map? No. We'll add this. The displacement map I used.
Displacement map.
Except it's blurred. I don't want it to be blurred. I know that was flattened. It's one of these stock images though. Like this stock image. Yeah, it's just right here. We'll just use this a little bit of texture in the background. And then we will make a new document that is 2000 by 2500, and we will just write the word Gamecocks, and we'll put that in the cool Futura font. Futura. Hold on, Penny moved. I'll find her. no big deal. Now let's do Gamecocks. We'll turn this to a smart object. And then crop it to this. Can I make this into a pattern then? Patterns. Turn. My friend Pat took a turn. Gamecocks pattern. Okay, great. Pattern fill. Hello, I'd like you to fill it with Gamecocks. Yep, just like that. Group this, set it to overlay. It's not really what I wanted, but it's fine. Smart object. Rotate it. Blow that ish up. Real faint. Alright, I think that's it. I think we're doing that. Final touches. Bing, bang, boom. Let's get rough. Snuff that. Laurel. Alright, let's just add a gradient map. Just gonna add a real basic gradient map to this. A
Gradient map.
And this is just going to colorize everything just a teeny bit. Like, I mean, that looks fine. We'll just set it to overlay. Soft light? Soft light at 20%. And then we can tweak it down or up. So it's barely doing anything. We'll go like that though. And then it's a little too purple because we said we wanted it to be purple, so we'll go to selective color. We'll boost up the whites a little bit, and then we'll take our reds and we will remove some magenta. Yeah. Maybe not. Now we'll just do that. All right. I think we're going with this. Nice and simple. A lot of stuff going on. Not the best composition, but I wanted to use these 3 photos to play around and do something, so this is what we're going with. Just do one quick thing, just because I think it'll look cool. Just blast this up. Picks up a percentage, 300%. Image mode grayscale. Get rid of all the grayscale. Filter color halftone. 8 degrees. Save. Go back. Set to luminosity. Put this down to 33.33333%. Or do I set it to overlay? Or soft light? Overlay it like 20%. Got some dots in here now, but I actually want to do 4. Turn this to a smart object, filter, color halftone. I want to do 4 pixels. It's gonna be way more fine-tuned then. And you can barely even see it's there, but we know it's there. And then we'll just take an adjustment of a curves layer and we'll just brighten everything up just a little bit. Boom. Okay, I think we're done. All right. Thank you guys for joining me today. Made this interesting graphic, which came out. We got some interesting, fun things we did in here. So all in all, not a bad stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys next week. I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll figure it out. Maybe something Masters related because the Masters are this weekend. Hopefully Tiger Woods wins. But thank you for joining me again on another one of these days. And I'll see you guys next time. If you guys want to join my Discord, it's on there. If you guys don't follow me, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, BradleyJackDesign.com. And I'll see you guys next week.